My name is Veersingh Praveen Gaikwad. I'm 26 right now. I have studied graphic design in Pune. That's an interesting question. My dream job. It's not a job as much as it is about what I would do in that role. So, my dream job would be something that gives me satisfaction and gains that is worth the time that I'm putting into it. And I prefer jobs where I tried working in an office setting because of my education, but I soon found out that that wasn't really for me because all my negative qualities came out in that format. So I think my dream job would be something that requires hands-on action. I think that's it. Yeah. If I was given power and money, that's interesting. I would first. I think there's a big. I think as Indians we ignore economic disparity a lot in our country, and we attribute injustices to all sorts of other things, but we don't pay attention to the one thing that is the most pressing, and that is economic disparity. So I think I would, in my capacity, help people that are not as fortunate in my periphery, and sort of give them opportunities, give them financial aid, give them education, and sort of help them make their lives better. And yeah, same with power and all. I That's what I feel power should be used for. Freedom and happiness. I would I would build like a sanctuary for myself and my close ones, because I am kind of an introvert. I am an introvert but I have inculcated the skill to navigate social surroundings and events. But in the end, I just want to be alone and a little disconnected from the world. So I think that's what I would do. I would build like a sanctuary for myself. Mm, I think I don't have a dream, but I do feel that right now in the 21st century as we are, I think there is a lot of. I think there are too many ways with which the youth can lose their way or lose their sense of self, or just lose their path in life. So I think my dream for the youth is to study from your elders mistakes, but also not overcompensate. Like I see a lot of my elder brothers and all who grew up a certain way, and now they want to parent in a totally opposite way. And I feel it's more born out of this overcompensation, that I don't want to go where my parents did. But then again, you can't just say that. I think you need to learn and be very objective in how you conduct yourself later on in life as you grow. It can't just be a reaction to all your angst and all your frustrations with the elders or with society and all. You have to sort of have 2 feet on the ground. Like I said, for the first question, like economic disparity, I think there has to be some help that is being given by people who are well off, willingly and voluntarily, to people who are not well, instead of not well off, instead of just saying that, hey, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and like study or do something. Sure, but some people in India exist in such a society that even if they have all the willpower and motivation in the world, they will never ever have the means to achieve what normal people, middle class people, and upper middle class people can, without some benefactor, without someone who's showing them the way. So I think poverty, of course, government has to implement certain good programs, but more than that, I think well-off people in our country should help willingly, instead of being on a high horse that, hey, I worked for this and I'm rich, because I worked for this and I went through all this. Like, big deal, man. Uh, that's interesting because I have seen people who are very good with the opposite gender, but of course, we know what the reality is in a lot of parts. I think overall, no, Indian men are not the best at treating their wives or mothers or daughters well. I should say others, instead of their own. But yeah, I really I don't know. I don't know how this can be improved. I think every man, and I think this is happening in a lot of urban centers that modern men, people like me, people who have seen certain difficulties that their mothers and their female figures have gone through, and so we try to have cognizance of how we are dealing with the females in our life. So I think that is a good trend, but that's a drop in a bucket, a drop in the sea, I would say. It's still largely very bad the way women and girls are treated. To the mountains. I really like the mountains. So I like to go. I love to go to. My first choice is always the mountains. This might not be an all-time favorite movie, but this is one of my top 5 movies of all time, and it's just randomly coming into my head. It's called The Seven Psychopaths. It's a very weird sort of movie. It's not a conventional, story and happy ending or ending, story. So the movie itself, the first half of the movie is about this guy who's writing a movie and who's describing the kind of movie he wants to make, and then the next half of the movie is the ending of the movie that he's writing. So it's very weird, but it's a dark comedy and it's nice.